Hello third graders, this is Mrs. Copeland and I'm a math teacher in Charlotte Mecklenburg Schools. I'm going to be helping you with third grade memory joggers. Let's take a look at week 8, day 4, problem A. Write 2 multiplication and 2 division equations to represent this array. There's several things that we need to remember. Multiplication is adding equal or same size groups. Division is equal sharing or subtracting equal or same size groups. Multiplication and division are related. Let's take a look at this array. In this array we have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 columns. So we could think of this if we just were writing an expression, 4 rows with 8 in each row, or 8 columns with 4 in each column. But we also need to, since this is asking for an equation, we also need to think about what's the total number of squares in this array. So one way we could figure this out is by repeated addition, by adding 8 over and over again. Now if you know your fact already, you might not even need to do that. But if you're not sure about what 4 times 8 is, we can combine 8s to figure it out. The first 2 8s would be 16, these 2 8s would be 16, and then we have to put the 16 and 16 together. 10 plus 10 is 20. 6 plus 6 is 12. And 20 plus 12 is equal to 32. So we know that there's a total of 32 squares inside that array. So 4 times 8 is 32, and 8 times 2 is 34. Notice that we can just switch the factors, 4 and 8 and 4, and either way we're going to have the same number of squares. It's our perspective, but the mathematical situation is the same. The mathematical situation also stays the same if we think of it from a perspective of division. With division we know the total, so in this case we would know that there were 32 squares. And we might think, what if we had 32 squares and we were dividing those squares into 4 equal groups, or in this case 4 rows? How many would be in each row? We can look at our diagram and see that there's 8 in each row. But what if we were to say we have 32 and we're going to divide the 32 into 8 equal columns? How many would be in each column? There would be 4 in each column. Notice the relationship here. All of these equations are representing the same picture, and all have 4, all have 8, and all have 32. That's because multiplication and division are related. With multiplication, we're thinking of the 2 factors and we can reverse the order. With division, we begin with the total and we divide by one of the factors and get the other factor. Thank you, and if you have additional questions about this problem, please ask your classroom teacher.